We are underneath silo 7, and we're going to look at the transporter venting system. So the ash from the silo falls into the transporter. It has to go through 3 valves. The maintenance gate, which is open to a transporter that's in service, and it goes through the 2 top valves. First one, then the second one. And while it's loading, this bottom one is closed, so the air and a little bit of residual ash goes through the vent line. So when this is loading, open, 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 closed, and these 2 valves are open as well. So the air ends up going this way. This is from silo 7. Same thing with silo 5. And it meets up right here. Silo 3. Silo 1. And this is making its way to BF08. And then it also ties in right here with the even side silos. Now we're on the main level, following this line up to BF08. And we're on the 3rd floor, and it continues to go up. Now we're on the 4th floor, and it's really noisy in that room, so I'll do all my yapping outside the room. So we're going to follow the line in. You're going to see that the vacuum is normally about -14 or -15 inches water column, and the differential pressure when everything's running well is about 2 or 3. So the ash and air go through BF08, which has 5 separate compartments with, I believe it's 25 bags each. So the dirty air goes in, clean air comes out. And the ash that gets dropped out from the bags, which pulse, they drop through rotary valve RV12, and then they go down to the 3rd floor and get conveyed into, or from SC65, the conveyor, into SU04. So we're going to look at the screw conveyor system on the bottom of the hopper first, and then it goes through RV12, then to SC65. From RV12, it gets dropped into SC65, as you can see here. From SC65, it gets conveyed into SU04. Here's the bottom of SU04. There's this little dinky transporter. And when this hits high level, it transports to silo 1 or silo 3, operator's choice. This is from SU04, which is going to go to number 1 or silo 1 or silo 3. And here's silo 1. That valve is closed, so it must be going to silo 3. Made a liar out of me. Maybe it only opens when or during a transport. Most of the valves under the transporters, or under the silos I should say, are PosiFlate valves. Like here's a PosiFlate, here's a PosiFlate, here is a PosiFlate. And here is how they work. Here's a dead one here laying on the ground. So when the valve is closed or the disc is in this position, this is a bladder around here, and it pressurizes with about 50 psi of air. It has a range. You can do like 20 to I think about 100 they're good for, but obviously this is connected to nothing, so it's not inflated, and you can see the gap right there. So when it fills up with air, when one's working properly and in service, you have an airtight seal. Through abrasion, a lot of times these wear out, which causes all kinds of nightmares over here under the silos. For example, let's go over here. So if this one is transporting right here, so it's under 40 pounds of pressure, we follow this, and this one here is sitting idle, but yet that bladder is bad. You can see the valve is closed right here, but if this bladder is bad, the path of least resistance a lot of times is backwards up through this, up through the vessel, and through the vent line, which it should be closed now, but they used to be open. They were programmed to be open when it's sitting idle. We had the PCG team close that, but a lot of times it would be just almost a free path right through here, and then boom, right through here into the vent line. A lot of ash, which overloads the system, and it would blow these pipes apart. But like I said, you can see that one's closed. However, it's pretty easy to spot if you have a bad PosiFlate valve. Unfortunately, they're not on the computer, so you have to march down here and check it out for yourself. But you can see the pressure right here. This one's at 80 psi. When they're closed, you can tell. 80 psi, that's an airtight seal. What I just explained cannot happen. However, if it's transporting and you have a bad valve, a bad PosiFlate, if this one is open, doesn't matter if it's good or bad, if this one's open, but this one's bad, well, same for these ones too, but if this one's bad, then a lot of the ash, you want to go this way, you want it to go to the trucks, or the SU01 or SU02, ends up going backwards. It goes through this blown valve and directly into your vent line and overloads it, destroys it, and blasts it apart. No good. Yeah, this gauge looks like junk, but this one's good. We just replaced that one.